What's going on, everybody? It's Greg. This is my shrimp tank. Probably never seen it this way because I've always had it in a different spot. I figured I'd start the video off this way because the tank that was in this spot has been moved, and it'll help explain what I'm going to be talking about here in a second. So I've moved my shrimp tank up to here. Don't see anything in it. There's a total of 6 cherry shrimp in it. I've only got one female. She's buried. I was hoping she'd be out for the video. She's back behind there, but she's not. But I think it's cool. I can finally check out my shrimp. It's been a while since I've been able to see them. Well, on to what I'm here to talk about. I built an aquabridge. I built this earlier this week and made a video of it, and went to bed, got up, went to go edit the video to go put it up, and looked on there, and the king of DIY had made one too. So I just thought it was kind of funny. If you guys haven't seen it, you should check out his video. He shows the build of how to do it. I'm just going to show that I built one. I did mine out of PVC. It is where is it? 1.5 inch PVC. It's in a 10-gallon tank connecting 2 of them. This is my tank that used to be here. The shrimp tank used to be there. That's why I showed the shrimp tank first. But there are 2 puffers in here now. You can see one sitting right there. That's his reflection, not the other one. But there are 2 in here that I've seen, so at least 2 have now traveled over. The first one was over there by the second day that I had put this on. To keep the water moving, since I don't want heavy water flow, I do have my sponge filter still in here, which mine has a wisteria growing out of the filter. It's actually rooted into the filter, to the sponge of it. I thought that was kind of cool. I've plucked it off there a couple times, and it's always grown back into it. And in this tank, I have same thing. I have a sponge filter in back. It's just harder to see. But I got another idea from the DIY King, which was his underwater waterfall. When he was showing how it works, he lifted it up, or as he was putting it in the water, I noticed that it was started spewing out water before he even got it in. So I just siliconed on the outside to hold it, and then I put some silicone on my finger and ran it around the inside. All this is just connecting it to flow over. I didn't want a lip in it, so it had to rise any higher while doing that. So I just siliconed the outside of it and siliconed the inside of it, and made sure the silicone on the outside was really good, and tried not to screw up the alignment of it when I was doing the inside of it. But it's just an air line going in there with the air stone down at the bottom of it. It's a PVC tube. It is 3/4 inch PVC. Sorry, didn't need to pan down for that. But it goes down into a beta cup with some rocks in it. Just did that so I didn't have to have a lot of snails up in it. But I've also allotted to have a extra pipe from what I got. I only got like a 5-foot stretch, but it's considered fact I'm doing it on 10-gallon tanks. I mean, I don't need much. And I bought a T-section. My eventual plan is that I'm going to cut this right about here. I will insert this, and even right now, if I were to take this and move this, well, just drop that. Well, if I were to pick this up and move it over, I can actually put one into this tank and one into this tank. So it's already cut to length to be able to fit it into where I want it. It's just I can cut it later and add it on there so I can have a 3rd puffer tank, so that they will be able to spread out completely. I've had 5 in this tank for way too long, and since snails are my main form of algae control, usually little pond snails, and these guys eat snails. I don't like showing this, but I will. I don't know if you can see all the algae on there. That is just dark black green, or not black, but parts of it look black, but it's just real dark algae that's just really gotten away because of the snails. And this way, now that they've spread out, I can thin this tank down a little bit and I'll be able to see in here to be able to monitor that better. I'm a little disappointed in myself that I let that get away. But I will be taking care of that shortly. But that is my aquabridge. Oh, before I forget, it is basically in here, cut down here at the bottom. I did big gaps on both sides. These are both cut to the same, to just about the same height on both sides, so that I can drain the water down and do half tank water changes, or just about half tank water changes. This one is a little bit higher, so I can do just about half tank water changes if I want to, so without losing the pressure in my aquabridge, which is really easy to get the water out. Basically same way DIY King said to do it. Just take a airline hose and shove it up in there. With the size of the gaps I had, I was going to take a piece of stiff airline tubing and connect it onto the air hose and shove that up into one of the corners, and then tilt this. When you do that, that pulls all the air up into one corner while you're sucking it out. And then I sucked until I got a mouthful of water, and then you put it down, and then you just start pulling that tube out while you hold a mouthful of water in that tube and spit it out. And if that's too gross, then there's other ways to do it, but my theory is if they're living in it and I can't stand to have some of it in my mouth, then there's something wrong. So not necessarily I'm going to take a glass full of it, but you know, it'd be like being at the lake and having some water get in your mouth. It's not that big a deal. So alright, talk to you all later. Hope this helps someone if they decide to do it.